All right, good morning. Welcome to Power Hour this morning. I have notes today to talk to you about DMOs. And I want to talk to you about DMOs because it can feel like there are a lot of pieces that go into social media marketing, and I always like to simplify things. So when I was building my business on social media before I had met my mentor, I was just following what I saw other people do, any free training that I could attend. I was posting every day, taking people on my own health journey. I built an audience by posting what I was doing myself. And when it was time for me to launch something, I had people following me for my health journey. And I said, who wants to do it with me? And people raised their hand. And that's how my boot camp started, was with me posting and building an audience naturally, just sharing what I was going through, teaching people what I was learning. Um, and then saying, hey, I'm going to work. Anybody want to work out with me? I'm going to put together a little boot camp. And people raised their hand and said, yeah, I'll come. And I was building those relationships when people would comment on my post or like my post or whatever about my health journey. I would follow up with them. I would private message them. I would say, thank you for supporting me, because at the time I didn't feel like I had support. So when someone would comment on my post, I would genuinely reach out and say, thank you for commenting on my post. It really did mean a lot to me. Um, because I didn't feel like I had support in my real life, but on the internet, I had support. So I was doing all these things because it just felt good, it felt right. But then when I found a mentor to actually teach me like the systems, what she did for me is she took what I was already doing and she clarified it for me. She was like, "Oh, you're doing this. Okay, do it in this order. Do it in this structure." And when I joined her team in network marketing, I joined her team in network marketing because I wanted to learn the systems behind social media marketing. I didn't join for the product. I did not join to be in network marketing at all. I wanted her mentorship. So I joined her so she could teach me how to build a health and wellness business on social media. That's really why I joined her. And she did. She did just that. She taught me how to build a business on social media and how to structure what I was doing every day. But at the time, I still had some anxiety and some, nah, I didn't really have depression, but I was diagnosed with with major depressive disorder, which means it comes and goes. Like, it comes and goes. So I'm always managing stress. I'm always managing anxiety, anxiousness. I'm always managing my emotions all the time, which in and of itself is exhausting. But when I joined her in business, she had so many systems and so many tips and tricks and things that for me, it caused me to feel anxious and overwhelmed. So I took what she taught me and simplified it to the bare minimum tasks, and that is how I built my business, doing the very least amount, that where I could manage my emotions and feel good about what I was doing. It was genuine, authentic to me. And then if I had extra time, I would do some of the other things she was teaching me. That's how I sorted it out. Anybody here feel like there's a lot and you don't really know where to focus? Okay, that's what I'm going to help you with today. All right. So I have a list here of what I'm calling DMOs, which are daily methods of operation. And this is what I did to take my health coaching business from 20 clients to 1,500 clients on social media. Okay. This is what I did. Amelia, this is what I did. So I'm going to give you a structure here to follow, and I'll talk you through each part of it. Okay. The first thing is checking your stats, checking your numbers. How many of you here don't know your numbers? You don't know how many leads you have. You don't know how many clients you have. If you're in network marketing, you don't know what your back office looks like at all. You don't know what your volume is. It's almost the last week of the month and you have no idea how close you are. You don't know how much money you made this month so far. Like, you just don't look at your numbers. Okay. This became a practice for me of every morning, first thing I would do was check my numbers for the day every single day to see where I was starting. I would check my numbers in the morning, I would check my numbers at night. Now, when I say check your numbers, I'm going to give you specifics, okay? Checking your numbers lets you gauge how well you're growing. It lets you gauge how close you are to the goal that you set at the beginning of the month. It lets you gauge if what you're doing on social media is actually moving you forward and not backward. So knowing your numbers in any business, if you had a brick and mortar business, you would know your numbers. You would know how much your supplies cost, you would know how much your overhead costs, you would know how much you're paying out in taxes, you would know how much money you need to spend in order to operate your business. And you would also know what your sales are for every single day so that you could do your profit loss statement. And there's no difference when you're doing social media, but the numbers that you're going to track of social media marketing are just going to look a little bit different. Okay. So the first thing that you can track is your engagement and your insights on your platforms. When you're looking at your engagement and your insights, it's going to show you whether you're on Facebook or Instagram, it's going to show you how far your post reached, how many people your posts are reaching, how many people are commenting on your post. It's going to show you which post from the past 7 days had the most engagement. And the reason why I track that number is because I want to see which one of my posts reached the most people so that next week I can make more posts like that. I'm paying attention to the engagement that I get on a post so that it can steer me in the right direction so that I'm making more content that connects with my audience. So going into your Facebook or your Instagram and checking your engagement or your insights to see which which of your posts, which content is performing the best will give you an idea of what to do next week. The second stat that I track is my link tree. I want to know how many visits I had to my link tree. And you can log into your link tree and it'll give you the insights and the analytics of um who how many visits you had to your website link. So if you're using Linktree, this is why I suggested that everybody set up a Linktree so that you can track who's going there. Because if you just have like your company website or your own personal website, depending on who's hosting your website, you may or may not be able to see who's actually going to your website and who's clicking on it. But if you have a Linktree, it will track for you who is going to your link tree, how many visits that you have, what links they clicked on, how many people clicked on which link to give you an idea of what people are most interested in and what you offer. I also track my Stand Store to see how many visits I have that. So if you have a free download and you're using Stand Store, I track my analytics on Stand Store to see who actually went to the website and what they clicked on so I can see what they're interested in on my website. Now, these next two things are really important for everybody across the board. How many new leads did you have yesterday? Like, how many new leads do you have? Starting from today, I would look at my new leads for the whole month and see how many new leads did I have and where do you track that on your master leads list? How many new leads did you add to your list this month? And the last thing that you're going to track is how many new friends and followers do you have on your accounts? Because if your friends and followers are not growing, you're not expanding your network. If you're on Facebook, your goal is 5,000 friends because that's the most that you're allowed to have. But you can have followers now too. So, there's that. But you want to track your new friends and your new followers because you want to make sure that you are hitting that goal. If the goal is to have 100 new people in your audience by the end of the month, how close are you to reaching that goal on the 21st of November? Because then you will know how many more people, how many more new friends, new followers you need to get by the end of the month. So the first thing in the morning for your DMOs is checking your numbers. All right, I'm going to take this back to um, network marketing because we have network marketers on this call. Tracking your back office, checking your volume. I track my volume every single morning and every single night because I wanted to see my growth throughout the day. Track your numbers every single morning, see where you're at so that you know how many more boxes you need to sell, how many more recruits you need. If you have a team in your downline and you are the upline, then knowing what your team needs to achieve their next rank or bonus, that's part of your DMOs as a team leader. And if you have one person on your team, you are a team leader. I'll say this for my network marketing friends, don't depend on your upline to train and lead your people. Okay, so we start our day, DMOs. First thing, check our numbers, right? I will tell you what I used to do. I may have a copy. I may be able to show you. Okay. Oh, it's not in this one. Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. It's not it, but it's close. I'm going to show you here. See here? And I have like what I used to do every single morning. This is not a good example. Every single morning, I would, in the front of my notebook, because every month I had a new notebook, every single month. What I would do in the front of my notebook, I feel like I have this somewhere, but nope, fine, that's fine. What I would do in my notebook, in either the very first page or the last page of my notebook for that month, I would write the date down the side, and I would write down what my numbers were for that day every morning. And then the next morning, I would write down what my numbers were for the next morning so that I could see my growth by the end of the month, so that I could see my numbers going up. If your numbers are not going up, your business is not growing, right? So knowing your numbers is very important. So I start my day every day with tracking my numbers. Number two, the second DMO for the day is writing the outline for your posts. It always starts with the written outline. It always starts with the written post because the written post is telling the main story of whatever your topic is for the day. And then any other content you create for the day comes from that one outline. So writing your written copy, having your picture ready to go with the post, taking your bullet points from that post, like your main points, so that you have a mini outline for your reel or your short video. And then the main points from that post, using it in your stories and telling it in your stories. And then if you're going live, then later on in the day when you go live, your live is about what you wrote, so that you're writing one post a day and you're repurposing it into different types of content all around the same topic. And then you can post it on multiple platforms so that you're not making 10 different pieces of content or 3 different pieces of content with different topics and all that kind of stuff. Okay, now we checked our numbers. We have our post outline for today, but we're not posting yet. Because before we post anything on social media, you always want to warm up the algorithm. Always. So the next thing you're going to do are your gratitude messages and your follow-up. I have gratitude messages on here because I actually send gratitude messages every day. So your gratitude messages are going to be to your clients, existing customers, old customers, sending a gratitude message to your leads, and sending a gratitude message to your new friends and your new followers. Why are we doing that? Because we want to start our workday with gratitude, number one. Number two, because we want to start getting our name in people's notifications and in people's inboxes before we post. So sending gratitude is a great way to do that. Number four is your warm outreach, which is your follow up, which is responding to comments on your post from the day before. The LLC, right? Going to their page and liking, loving, commenting on their post, adding their name to your master list, and then following up with that gratitude script where you thank them, compliment them, curiosity question. So that's your like follow up flow, right? Your warm outreach, that's your follow up flow. So you start your messaging with gratitude, and then you go into your follow up from your post from the day before, adding new names to your follow up list, and then sending that gratitude script of thank you, compliment, curiosity, question. After you get through that, that's when you're going to post your post. Whatever you wrote, that's when you're going to post it with your picture. That's when you're going to upload to your stories. That's when you're going to post your reel or make your reel for the day, hitting your main platform and or multiple platforms wherever you're building. After your post is up for the day, that's when you're going to jump into your hot outreach. We do something called clearing your inbox. That's when you go into your messenger and you respond to any messages that you have unread. If there are people in there that you're following up with, maybe there's people that responded to your gratitude message this morning, people that responded to your follow up. So you want to clear out your inbox. Your hot outreach is also following up with people who are already on your master leads list, picking up in your follow up wherever you left off with them. And it could be reaching out to the people who you have their email and they opted in for your free download. You have to decide in your workday where your time needs to go, but that outreach, reaching out to people, clearing your inbox, responding to messages in your inbox until you get through all of the ones that are unread, going back to your master leads list and following up with people that you didn't get to yesterday or the day before, getting that done so that you're sending those messages. And if you have emails, new emails that are added, whatever follow up you have for that. And then the last thing is your cold outreach, which really probably should have been up to the top. Your cold outreach is how you're connecting with new people. Your cold outreach is searching hashtags, either on Facebook or Instagram, commenting and liking on the posts that are in that hashtag so that your name is showing up in the notifications of new people who don't know you yet. Your cold outreach is also commenting in people's stories. Cold outreach is commenting in Facebook groups, responding to other people's comments and commenting on in Facebook groups, even writing a post in a Facebook group, like your hobby groups, because you want your name in people's notifications. It's commenting on influencers that you follow, commenting on their posts so that your name shows up in new people's notifications. That's your cold outreach. That's how you meet new people and build your audience. And the last part of your DMOs is 5 new friends or followers every single day. You're going to find new friends and followers in your Facebook groups, people who write a post and you really like their post. So you comment and you go to their page, you send them a friend request. You're going to find new friends in the comment section of the influencers that you follow because you like their comments. So you went to their page, you send them a friend request. And you find new friends when you search hashtags. When you search a hashtag and you find a post that you really like, it really speaks to you, you're going to go to their page, you're going to send them a friend request. Another way to get new friends are to look at the suggested friends that Facebook suggests to you. Go to their pages and look at them. And if you like them, send them a friend request. So your goal at the end of every single day of your workday is to add 5 new friends and followers to your page. Because by the end of the month, you want to have built your audience by at least 100 new people. By the end of your workday of your DMOs, you want to have increased your engagement. Which you do by following up with your LLCs and your gratitude messages. You want to qualify your leads by going through your master leads list, going in your inbox, seeing where you left off in conversations and pick it back up so that you're following up with people. And you will have tracked your numbers for the day so that before you start your workday, you know what your numbers are. And when you end your workday, you know what your numbers are so that you can track your growth in your business for the day, which will then accumulate from the 1st to the 30th or 31st. And you can see where your business is growing. Maybe your sales are not growing, but you're building your audience. Maybe you don't have a lot of comments on your posts, but you have, a lot of new friends and followers, right? You have to be able to track what you're doing so that you can see your progress. Otherwise, it feels like you're doing a lot of stuff for no return. So your workday and your DMOs, these are the basic DMOs that I did every day. Sometimes I would do one of these tasks for 30 minutes. Sometimes I would spend my whole day, maybe hours doing one of these tasks. But these tasks got done every day. Even if I could only spend 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. If you want to make this a power hour, like these tasks I just gave you can easily be turned into a power hour. Like if you only have 1 hour a day to work your business, then you're going to do each one of these tasks for 10 minutes. And you will have worked your business. It'll be a little over an hour, but it'll be like an hour and 15 minutes. This is how you organize where you focus. Anything outside of these things is extra. As far as your daily methods of operation, which is not the same as your income producing activities, they're different. Your income producing activities are the activities that make you the most return on investment, the most money, return on investment of your time and your money. These are your DMOs that build towards your income producing activities. The reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because Power Hour is really supposed to be DMOs, where we work and get work done together. And that is just not what it's been. So I wanted to revisit the DMO checklist, like the DMOs of what to do in your business, the base the base amount of work that you can focus on, especially because the holidays are coming and we all have less time than we normally do to get things done. So knowing where to focus every single day in your business, that's going to um, so that you know that if you do these things that you are being productive in your business, and then being able to track your progress by checking your numbers every single day. This gives you a workflow on how to run and operate your business so that you are not wasting your time, because you need time to go Christmas shopping, you need time to wrap presents, and you need time for Thanksgiving, and you need time for family to visit, and you need time for the school things that the kids and the grandkids have. You know, like there's things we need time for this time of year, right? Where we don't have time. So let's be smart with our time and focus it on the things that make us the most money on social media, so that we're not wasting time doing things that are not going to move our business forward. But if you're doing things in your business and you're not tracking your numbers, you can't really judge if what you're doing is working for you or not, because closing a sale is not the only measure for growth in your business, because there are steps that can lead to closing a sale. So now incorporating checking your numbers every day into your DMOs is a habit that you have to create. Okay. So it's 10:04. Amber has somewhere to go today. She told me that. It's 10:04. She's still not up yet. And I'm going to remove this pin for myself. Do you guys have any questions about what we talked about today? You want me to dive deeper into anything? You can unmute if you want to. No? It's crystal clear for you. Okay. I know I'm like dry. I'm like dry today. That's because my tooth is funny. I, I'm afraid it's gonna pop off. Um, I did super good. Oh, I'm curious. Would anybody like to share with me what your DMOs look like? Like, what do you do in your business? No, Curly, why not? What do you guys do?
Because I haven't figured that all out yet. I'm still working on
But you work every day, so what do you do every day?
waste time most of the time, I guess. I still haven't got it all figured out. I'm still trying to figure out boards to connect boards to Linktree and that kind of stuff. I'm just not there yet. I know it's not going to happen before the new year, not to get where I need to be. So I'm just spending my time gradually easing my way into it. I'm posting, I'm doing reels, I'm doing lives, I'm doing all that, but they're not the best yet, obviously, because I have been checking the stats and all that, and they're just not quite there yet to attract the people. So I'm trying to, do better at my wording and capturing and all of that kind of stuff.
Okay, can I give you feedback?
Yep.
Tell me what you do during the day.
Well, I'm getting up at 7 o'clock now because I used to sleep until 8. So I get up and I deal with the dogs and breakfast and stuff. And then I'm right into on Facebook. I go to my page and I'm checking to see, my views, how my views are climbing, or if there's comments or likes or loves. And so I'm going in there and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I just don't have comments. Like I don't have a lot of comments yet. So I'm just going on the liking and the loving and, like doing the same back to them. Um, and then, like I said, I'm trying to, I haven't got down to do a post and all of that stuff and do it ahead of time, like the day before yet. I did that once and it went well, but I'm finding I'm a spur of the moment person. Like, is that weird?
No, but
I
Miss
can,
Shirley, what focus on me. What do you
yeah,
do? All I want to know is what do you do? Not what you should do or any of that stuff. What do you actually do? What is your work? So what I heard you say is that the first thing you do is you look at your views, your comments, your likes, your loves, and then you go to their page and you comment and love back. What's the next thing you do?
Then I make sure that like I have a post or a reel
Okay, you
or
post.
a story. Hmm?
Okay, you post
That
and then you
that's
do like
that's
a story. Okay,
and, and then I prepare because I usually do a live for lunch.
prepare for.
So I get prepared to do that depending what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm cooking or whatever. So I and then I just write down bullet points. So as I'm talking, I'm not forgetting stuff that I should be saying.
Uh-huh.
I'm on the second last day of my 15-day challenge, so I've been kind of, I keep track on there every day with that with people, and I'm reminding people that Black Friday is coming, and I will be, letting them know as soon as I get information on sales. I've been doing that. I don't know what else to say. Like that's
No, there's no right or wrong. I really am trying to understand what your day looks like. That's all. Like I'm writing it down as you tell me. There's no
okay.
right
Well,
or
that
wrong. I want to know what you do. What do you do during the day?
like and I go like and then I do like personal things in the house,
Mhm.
whatever, go here or there, and I come back like I little by little I come back to,
Okay.
okay, so I haven't done this yet, or like I'm like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how to connect Linktree and boards and all of that. So I've been watching videos on trying to do that. Like I'm trying to figure it out. That's all I can say.
No, no, this is good. Let me tell you why this is good.
Okay, so
It's
that's
good.
it.
It's good because your belief is that you don't have a DMO, and I'm going to show you that you do. You have a structure for how you build your business every single day. In your mind, you think it needs to be something that is someone else's idea, but it's what I'm asking what you actually do every day. And you have a structure. You wake up, you go to your Facebook, you check your views, your comments, right? Then you go to their page and you do it back, right? Then
Yep.
you then you post your stories, you post your whatever it's going to be, your reel, whatever you post, right?
Yep.
Then you prepare for your live. You get your notes together, you get your ingredients, whatever for your live, right?
Yep.
And then you go live at lunchtime. That's you go, you do your live. When your live is done, that's when you take a break and you live your life.
Yep.
And later you come back, you revisit maybe your post, right? But
Yep.
that's really when you work on the back end of your business and learning and implementing the structure and organization of your business. Would that be correct?
Yep.
So you do have a DMO,
It's coming.
huh?
I say yes. I guess I do. I do. Like I've got your list. Like I've got lists wrote down of what I should be doing, and I'm not physically checking them off, but I'm reading them and then I'm doing the stuff. Like this, like I wrote down all the details when you come up with that list of writing a post that connects and all the steps. So I try to
Yeah.
make sure when I'm writing my post that I'm ticking off everything to be saying.
Miss Shirley,
um
you're doing it, is what I'm trying to show you, is that you're actually doing it.
I'm doing it.
You're doing it. You are. You have a DMO, and it's actually in alignment with what you want. You said, I want to start working at 12. You're getting your work done by 12 o'clock. That is
Yes.
your work. And then after you live your life, you come back and revisit, which is exactly what a DMO should be. It has to fit in your life or else it doesn't work. So I'm telling you all the things, but not everything is for everybody and not everything works for everyone's life. And that's okay, Miss Shirley.
Okay.
So when I
Okay.
say, what's your DMO? What do you do? And you say, I don't really know. I don't have one yet. I'm trying to figure it out. You actually do. You have a
Okay.
structure to your day. You have a flow on how you operate your business every single day. But I need you to know that you do have a DMO. I wrote it down. I have your DMO right here. But I need Miss Shirley to have her DMOs written down somewhere
Yeah.
so that you can look at them and say, this is what I do every day.
Yeah.
Where can I, because once you're clear with yourself that yes, you do have DMOs and you can see what your workflow looks like, then you can see where you can start implementing other things into what you're already doing. But if your belief is, I don't know, I don't have that figured out yet, I understand why it can feel overwhelming. So I want to help you clarify. You do have a DMO, and it's actually a really good one. You're actually following the system and the flow already. You're already doing that. If I could give you one piece of feedback,
Yep.
it's going to be this.
Okay.
After you log in and you look at your views and your comments, your likes and your loves, and you're responding, you're going to our pages, because you don't have a lot of comments and stuff right now.
Mhm.
After you go through that, what I want you to do, you're going to add this to your DMO.
Okay.
You're going to start liking, loving, and commenting on the people on your friends list to
Okay.
re-engage. So you're not limited to only the people who commented, liked, and loved on your post. You're doing that too, which doesn't take you very long because you don't have that audience built up yet. But this is how
Yep.
you're going to build your audience, is by now going to like, love, and comment on your other friends' posts and
Okay.
keep track of who you're commenting. I like to go in alphabetical order. I just go to my friends list, I go to A, and I start commenting, liking, sending that, hey, I haven't talked to you in so long. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? I'm talking to my existing friends. I don't think that you don't do that, do you?
Not a lot, no.
Okay, that
I
you want to start incorporating that into your DMO. Add that to your flow and your structure of what you're doing. That's going to help you get more eyes on the content you're creating, okay?
okay.
Perfect. So that was good. I'm glad you unmuted. You do have a DMO. Anybody
Thank you.
else? Did anybody else feel like they don't have a DMO, but you actually do have like a structure of what you do? I don't know, but some of you do. Okay, Amelia, your hand is raised. Good morning. You're,
Good morning. Okay, so first off, I'm going to be sending lots of love and light to you, Miss Shirley, and anyone else who needs a little boost of confidence in their own capabilities. Because, okay, I'm not even going to go there. But like, seriously, stop doubting yourself and stop comparing yourself to everybody else's journey. And I mean, I am saying this also as I am completely guilty of the same thing, because I will tell you what, my DMOs, or what I guess would be my DMOs, are very, very different than what most people are doing. For me, part of my DMO is getting up and having my coffee out in my sanctuary first thing in the morning before even touching my phone. That is one of my DMOs, because I need that quiet. I need that time to just absorb nature and peace. So that is a DMO. A DMO, for me at least, one of my DMOs is making candles or soaps and stuff like that. You know, it's not necessarily for me posting it on social. However, while I'm doing it, I am in the process of putting together photos, videos, time lapses, and stuff like that to eventually, not necessarily that very minute, but eventually have things to put together for reels and posts and that sort of thing. My organization is organized chaos, because that's unfortunately just how I function these days. But I've embraced the chaos. But I also have remembered what my boundaries are, and when I need to balance my work with home, with like this, obviously I can't take notes or anything like that. I'm driving, I'm on my way on the road. But Power Hour, that's one of my DMOs. Getting on with you guys in the mornings, even if I cannot be there for the whole time, or maybe I'm not necessarily doing everything that Megan's telling us to do. I'm still listening. I'm not Megan. I don't function like Megan.
Who does, girl?
I function like me. And it's taken a long time to figure that out and to stop putting pressure on myself to try to function like other people. It's really hard not to compare yourself to others and what they're doing, or say in this case, Megan's saying, okay, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. Yes, eventually, but if you're brand baby new and you're still learning, you're not going to be hitting all of these points. I know I sure as heck can't keep up with all of that, girl. But I try. I do my best. So,
You're breaking up. You're a robot. Oh man. You're a robot right now. Try again. Keep talking. Talk again.
Is that any better?
No, turn your camera off. Maybe that'll work. Don't crash.
I'm not crashing.
No, you're still a robot. I don't know why.
Boo.
Megatron up in here. Transformers. You were fine until a minute ago.
It's the area.
It's the area. You want to unmute after Amber talks? Okay, let's get you through the area. All right, Miss Amber, good morning.
Good morning. So I have my DMO. What I'm challenged around at this point, and I'm kind of wondering if I should just not change my focus, but maybe do that, is the reels, the stories, the TikTok. I have a lot of friends that are on Facebook, and my Facebook is growing. And I have a lot of followers on TikTok that are growing. And same thing with Instagram, where people are visiting the live, but they either don't stay, or they, because it's work schedule, and they've told me that. But I have somebody that collects my visitors on Instagram. What I'm wondering is if I should focus more on reaching out to my new followers on TikTok and Instagram to kind of build a relationship with them, as opposed to the focus on the short video that I can't quite get my brain wrapped around just yet, or even fit it into my schedule. Because I haven't really reached out to my new followers on TikTok or Instagram. So I feel like I'm just kind of leaving people in the wind, and then starting something new with the story, the video, and everything else. Okay. So I'm trying to kind of build that, or work with it, I guess you could say.
So step one is definitely reaching out and connecting with your followers.
Okay.
Don't leave that on the table. Now, because you want to, because right now there's no connection. You're just like hanging out there. They're dangling, right?
Right.
You want to pull those strings in and build that relationship that way. Now, I'm going to tell you that you're comfortable on Facebook, but TikTok and Instagram work different. So not having the short videos on TikTok and Reels is really hurting your business.
Okay.
Because when people catch you live, they want to go to your page and go deeper into your content. And if you're not adding content there for them, there's no reason for them to come back, other than your live, if they remember, type of thing, right?
Okay.
But you are on TikTok specifically, you're missing how TikTok works for building your business is that it gives you major exposure fast. So right now you have people on your TikTok live, maybe you have 100 people, but you could have 1,000 people on there by posting the short video. Now, because you said it hasn't worked, your schedule, doing too much too soon, all that stuff, I get it. And you have really great discernment, so you decide when this is a good fit for you. But creating short video On TikTok, what will work really well for you is using your voice. Whatever live you did for that day, you're going to do a short video of hitting the key points, your 7 principles today, and then always leading people back to catch me tomorrow live where I'm talking about this, or, go hit me up on Instagram or follow me on Facebook, whatever it's going to be. But you incorporating 15 minutes a day to just record yourself talking about your main points, your own feedback of how you felt about what you were preaching about that morning will take you really far. If that's too much, then that's too much. That's fine, right? But I'm telling you the truth. Doing that on TikTok once a day, posting once a day, and maybe you incorporate it into your morning routine. So when you get off your live, because your breakfast is at 9, you have an hour in between there where maybe that time I know you're doing your follow-up, and I know you have a lot of follow-up, which is why you need an assistant helping you with those reach outs and stuff, right? But maybe it's 15 minutes somewhere before lunch or somewhere where you are going back to, okay, this is what was really powerful about this morning's live. Let me go and speak on that one thing, but absolutely connect with your followers.
Hold on 1 second. She's popped up.
For the safe house is going to be joining as well, if you can hear me.
Oh, you're on you have a Zoom.
I did, but she wasn't on. Hey, Erica, I'm sorry. I was on another call when you came on. All right, no problem. Just message me and I'll still be on, okay?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay.
She
So-
hopped on and it scared me. I'm like, who's talking to me in my own house? But,
so
that's me because I think I just didn't know what to post. It was kind of like, a conversation we had earlier. It was like there's so many things, but I needed to be aligned with what I'm doing. So maybe if I just did the key points for TikTok and the key points, it's the one video and I can repurpose it for everything that good. I think it was just not knowing. And now that I know, then I can get my flow better and I can incorporate it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then for the short term, for your stories, share your live into the stories. Whatever you're posting, share it into your stories. You can do that. And it'll bring people to your page if they click on it. So at least for right now, you do have something in your stories.
Okay.
But it's not you actively like making stories, but your stories are actually very personable where people get to know Amber.
Yeah, I have been collecting pictures for that. Like when I do my classes at night, my teaching power hour, like I'll do little clips as they see me like working and stuff like that. So I have that, I was just like, do I do that as a carousel now for Instagram as well? Like it's just kind of trying to, but just do it.
I'm gonna give you advice around this, and it's the same advice that I was gonna give Amelia before she broke up. Take immediate action. If you're on Power Hour recording, it goes right into your story. There's no holding it for later. It just goes right into the story. When you have a class and you take a picture or a screenshot or a Zoom call, whatever, you're not saving it for later. It's going right into the story. Like you're not even taking the picture on your phone. You're literally in stories taking the picture in the story. So it goes right to the story. You can always save it to your phone later. So it's the immediate action. Go ahead, Amber. I was just talking to you.
Yeah, I was just letting her know I'd be right with her before she scared me again.
Okay.
Started talking to me, but thank you. I'll catch the replay. So now I have an idea. I appreciate that.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you for everything.
Go ahead, Amelia. Hopefully we can hear you.
Is that better?
It is better.
Okay. Yay. Okay. So I had a bunch of thoughts that I was collecting there and they just went whoosh. The first thing I will say, I also come from that hustle culture that so many of us were part of. And it was do this, do this, do this. And it was the go, 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 go. I could never maintain that, and I pushed it, and I pushed it hard. And by forcing that, I was not being authentic to me.
Right.
Mentally, it did so much damage.
Yep.
Physically, it did so much damage. Because I just it was forced, and
Toxic. It was toxic.
it was so toxic, incredibly so.
Just say it.
So, and I know, yeah, right. I know that a lot of us have been part of that or are still currently part of that. So if it doesn't feel right to you, make sure that you're doing what feels right. Like, I just want to stress that. So, but anyways, you know, for me, I do post in my stories every day. I'm still infamous for what we lovingly call toilet time. And, you know, but that's what I do. I go in and I'm like, okay, let's make a couple of comments, or let's post in a group. So I have been tracking my reach via Facebook and all of that. Now I have a lot of groups that I started interacting with over the summer through gardening.
Yeah.
And now the gardening is absolutely still tied into my business.
Yep.
And even now, as I'm overwintering, you know, I'm making posts and I'm like, hey, does anybody else have tomatoes going and stuff like that? But it is still getting people interacting and getting those numbers up. My reach was 7,000 in the past 7 days. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Now I have, I think, almost 3,000 followers. I don't even know how many Facebook friends, like over 1,000, probably closer to 2,000, I want to say. So like I have a large social media, so I have that advantage going for me. But a lot of what I built that on was keto and ketones and all of that. However, that's still part of wellness and holistic health per se. So I have continued to interact with these people that I have relationships with, or at least a tentative relationship with. They're all, so many of them are warm leads, hot leads. I am fully admit terrible about the reach out constantly. I'm great about commenting and doing all of that, but getting into Messenger and just like batching them out, I've had a really hard time with that lately, but that's because of time.
I don't want you to do that anyway. You know what I want you to do?
Okay. Yeah.
I want you to make a ton of friends in your gardening groups.
Okay.
Like genuine.
Yeah.
And let them come to you. Let them come to you naturally.
And that's exactly what I've been doing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, and this is like
I see you.
that for everybody else to see, like that's an anxiety for me. And this goes towards Miss Shirley, because Miss Shirley was talking earlier, you know, don't feel like you have to do all of the things. If it's causing you anxiety and it doesn't feel true to you, like you saw that I wasn't comfortable with that, but I feel like I'm not doing my part when I fail to do the reach out.
Girl, that's MLM.
But again, it's because, yep, exactly. Okay, so I'm still healing from that mentality, like very much so, very much so.
But I can tell you this, maybe this will help you too. You have a different business model.
Yes.
It's not the same business model. Like for you, you know,
and it's brand baby new.
Yeah, but the cool thing for you is that you're already surrounded by people who have the same interests in your plant groups and your natural groups. And for you, it's not about selling your product to warm people. It's about building actual genuine relationships and allowing them to see your content and say, oh my, Amelia, I didn't know you made soap. And or they comment and they say, oh my God, your candle's so pretty. That's when you can do a reach out and say, Um,
Yep.
you know, I just like for all of my friends and followers to have my website in case you ever, want to support me or know somebody or whatever you want to say that's comfortable for you. But
Exactly.
you're not
Exactly.
spending time in the messenger all day because you have a different business model.
Yes. And
But
I am making my products.
yes, you're
So,
making
but
your product.
and that's absolutely part of the DMO.
Yeah.
However, I won't say always, 95% of the time I'm posting my stories daily. I still do like I have certain things that I follow on Instagram that I'll screenshot it for the day and I post it, the daily affirmation or whatever it is, or something towards Aries in business or, whatever. I still share that in my stories, plus everything else that's going on. And I'm very real with people. That's the other thing I want to say to anybody and everybody. Be real with people. Don't put on a mask because you're otherwise not going to attract your true people.
That's true.
Don't force something. Be authentic to you. Don't pull that mask on. Like it doesn't work. It backfires. Yeah, you can build a huge following and such with that, but that's not sustainable.
Mm-mm. Okay.
Sorry, that I just got preachy on that one. My bad. That's
No, you're
Megan's
fine.
job.
No, it's fine. I do want to offer you feedback though about something you said earlier.
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You talked about organized chaos. You're taking the photos, you're taking the video, you're taking the B-roll, like you're documenting what you're doing, but you're saving it for later. I'm gonna give you the same advice that I gave to Amber. Don't save it for later.
Okay.
Create the habit. And listen, I'm not telling you to post everything because I bet you have like tons of video and tons of pictures and tons of.
So much.
I'm not telling you to do that. What I am asking you to start doing is one. When you're at
Yeah.
home making your soaps, take one picture and post one picture. And it's not a sales post. It's just, look what I'm doing today in the kitchen.
Yep.
It's like,
Okay.
oh my God, these are so pretty. I wish you guys could smell these. It's just one, either it's B-roll video, like a video clip of look what I did in the kitchen today, or it's a picture of
Yeah.
look what I'm making in the kitchen today, or look what I did in my garden today. Look at look at the sunrise from my coffee, whatever today.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
instead of collecting it, it's the immediate action
Mm-hmm.
of one.
Okay. Okay.
And don't care about it. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Don't look for the number of comments, the number
Thank
of
you.
likes and loves and all of
Thank
that.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes. Don't care about it. Just be proud of what you made in your kitchen that day and share it because you're celebrating yourself.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay. So just one.
Cool.
So when you're in the kitchen, you're taking pictures and video, I want you to hear me in your head going one. just pick the one, Amelia. Don't spend an hour looking at all of them going, well, which one should I post? Just pick one. One. Just post it.
Well, and that's the thing, I'm trying to have the variation of, an Instagram reel and Instagram stories, and then they tie into my Facebook and vice versa. The only thing not tied together is Instagram posts to Facebook. It goes the other way. So I mean, both social medias are typically have the same content unless it's a Facebook specific thing.
Right.
I've had a good number of new followers on Instagram, which I find interesting. There hasn't been any reach out and minimal commenting, but new followers. So I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens.
That's great. Forget what I was just going to say to you. Yeah, I just want you to keep your boundary and be mindful of this is your business and you build it how you want to at your own pace and what feels good to you. But also don't get stuck in the I'm getting ready to get ready. Take people on the journey with you with no expectation. Because that's what people are following you for. They want to see what happened with the candles. They want to see what happened with the soap. They want to see what you're making now. Not with maybe not the intention to order from you, but with the intention to support you and follow your journey.
Okay. Sounds good. I have a reel that I'm in the process of building that I started this morning because I poured some candles this morning before
Okay.
leaving for the day.
Cool.
So once I get home and they're actually done and finished, I'll complete the reel and post them. But can I share?
Yeah.
They're cocoa candles. It's only 3 of them. It's a limited thing, but I found their cocoa cups. They're white with gold dots on them. And I poured a winter cocoa oil in there with a coffee color. And I am dotting it with a handful of opals on the top for the marshmallows.
Ooh. Well, you better post them so people can buy them. Don't just make them and not tell nobody, okay?
Oh no, I'm absolutely. It's on the website. It says coming soon.
Okay,
So
cool. We'll make sure
yes,
you post them.
absolutely. I'm excited about them. I've had them in mind for a hot minute.
Yay.
So
Remind people
excited.
too, they're great gifts for teachers for the holiday.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you, Megan.
Um, does anybody else want to unmute or ask a question? Judy, are you trying to unmute? No. You okay today? I can feel your energy is like, you feel how I look.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a rough day yesterday and it started off rough this morning and I'm like, I'm still in my pajamas. I was like, you know what? That's it.
So much.
It was like 2 minutes to turn the computer on and I was like, I'm not getting dressed. I don't know.
You think I woke up this morning and decided to put this outfit on? Girl, bye.
I'm in my Disney stuff.
Oh,
So
you really have jammies on. Oh.
really, my Disney pajamas. So
Well, I hope you feel better. How are
thank
you?
you.
How are you doing with your life coaching?
Okay. You know what? It's funny though. I woke up a little off this morning. I overslept but as soon as I woke up, I had an idea for doing stories this week. So I was like, let me write that down because it will come and go. So I have to go food shopping after I feed the dogs, but when I come back, I'm gonna work on that because I did write it down and I know I could do like something with that.
With what stories?
Like my posts and stuff, I had an idea for that, and then I
Oh,
can turn that into my lives, like do some lives this week for
oh,
that.
okay, okay. Are
I
you
don't know.
feeling?
I don't know how in the midst of all that chaos this morning that idea popped into my head, but I was like, I'll take it. It's
Roll
fine.
with it. Roll with it. Are you feeling discouraged around your life coaching stuff?
Um, a little bit.
It's hard to start from zero, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's just me. Like I get into that and then I have to like talk myself out of it, and that's just my usual pattern. But I mean, I'm kind of good at like, okay, I had a moment, so what do I got to do now?
It's like I was telling, I forget who I told this to yesterday or last night. Oh, I know who it was. Colleen. I said, Colleen, most therapists are in therapy, right? And I said that because you're a life coach and you're really good at coaching other people and helping other people. But when it comes to your own self, we get stuck in
Absolutely.
the funk and we get like,
Mm.
but if I came to you and said, I'm really stuck in the funk, GD, you'd be like, no, girl, pull it together. I could see you doing that.
Mhm.
But that's one of those things about being an entrepreneur that most people don't know is that you actually go through the same things we coach people through, and starting a business from zero is not easy at all. Building a new audience and what do you talk about? Where do you start? What's the first content you make? All that stuff is not easy. But if I could give you a piece of advice around it, it would be just tell the truth and take
Mhm.
people on the journey with you, what it actually looks like to become a life coach. The feeling is that you need to have it all together.
Mhm.
If you're a life coach, you need to have it all together, right? Like my life needs to be together in order to cook, right? but for the sake of a personal brand and you already have a following that followed you for keto or ketones or whatever, the people that are following you follow you because they love you. They don't care what you do. They're just excited for you. So take those people on the journey, because I'm going to tell you this. By the time you actually build an audience off of your life coaching content, you will have practiced so much that your posture will be different and you
Yeah.
will be more confident. So right now, the only people that know you are your existing people, which they're going to support you.
Sorry.
They're going to support you, right?
Yes.
So as you develop and you figure things out, whatever, you'll gradually build a new audience of people that come to you for life coaching. And by the time you figure that part out, you'll have the people and you'll have your posture and it'll be different.
Yeah.
But I think you can give yourself grace on that
You
expectation.
know, it's funny that you said that because I've really been working on that, even with like with other people, because listen, I'm a little judgy, but I've
I know
lately,
you are, Jersey. That's why.
listen, I can't, like, it's in my DNA. I'm a Jersey girl, but like, I really have been working on that because I have a daughter that has like some mental health issues. And like, Lord knows, I try to be patient with this girl, but some days she really tries me. And I'm like, little girl, you must have forgotten I'm from Jersey. Like, these kids. And listen, I tell my kids, I'm like, honey, you were brought up in a house in the hood. I was brought up in the hood. Please stop trying me. You're 26. You're about to catch these hands. That's another story. But it's hard. And so like, especially dealing with her, I really have learned to be like, I'm not gonna say anything. Like she really has to take me there for me to be like, okay, you've gone too far. So maybe that's why the Lord has blessed me with that child, because I needed to learn that. But like I've also really had to learn to give myself grace, because I'm like, I'm like always trying to be like super mom and super wife and super like auntie to the kids and like super sister. And I'm like, I can't do it anymore. And I don't want to, honestly. I've done, like, my kids are adults. My husband has like, he traveled and he went to school and I was home taking care of the kids and working full time. It's my turn. And that's exactly kind of why I ended up with the life coaching, because I was like, and that's what I was saying yesterday, like, because when you're in the thick of that and you're raising kids and husbands and working all day, and I got to pick the kids up and drop them off at daycare and school, and who's got all the things, you don't have any time to take care of yourself, to figure out who you are in all of that. And now that they're older, especially when my younger daughter moved out, I was like, oh my goodness, like I have nothing to do, because especially my younger daughter, she's like my little BFF, and we're always together and going out, and this, and she just came in and she was like, I'm moving out. And I was uh like I literally cried for 2 weeks, but we're better now. She's been gone for a year and a half. But yeah, so it's been a journey. And it's funny yesterday because I was on my way home from shopping with her, and I got a notification on my phone that you were live. So I put it on Bluetooth in the car, and you were talking about like telling people about nutrition, and like after a while you're like, hello, I told you what to do. But I literally do that to myself, because like that's like my biggest issue, like the food. And stop that. My dog is just sitting here licking a chair. Like what is, anyway. So, and like the last couple weeks I've not been eating good, and that's part of the reason why I've not been sleeping good, or I've not been in a good mood, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I did this to myself. So I'm like, okay, I got to get up today and get my stuff together, because on Thanksgiving, I'm going to eat a little bit. But like, other than that, like, I gotta rein it all in, because I'm like sabotaging myself.
Can you please tell your story? What you just said here.
Yeah.
That's your story. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Do you?
I do. It's hard for me too, because like you said, I think it was yesterday, you were saying we were raised like, keep your mouth shut, keep your business in the house. And But now, like today, everybody tells everything. You know what I mean? But you know, yeah, I get. I'm getting there. I should say.
Okay, and also we were taught what happens in this house stays in this house, and we're also taught pull it together,
Oh, absolutely.
right?
Listen, there was not, and I've always tried to be like extra with the kids in that area because we didn't have that. Both of my parents grew up in the Depression. There was no, oh, I love you. Come here. Let me give you a hug. It was like, get up. You fell down. So what? Get a Band-Aid. Keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Rub some dirt on it, you're fine.
Exactly. Like, when they have these things on TikTok and stuff. Oh, who drank from the water hose? We all drank from the water hose. What, like, we didn't have like a pool that we went to. We went and opened the fire hydrant. And if the cops came, you ran away. So, it's clearly, like, I remember telling my kids that one time because we were driving and somebody had the hydrant open and they were like, what are they? And I'm like, girl, I used to play in the fire hydrant. And my kids were like, I'm like, get out of here. You don't even know what's fun.
Well, part of the story is saying that. It's saying, I was raised what happens in this house stays in this house. So, you know, me starting this whole new thing is hard for me to talk about because my generation, we were taught not to share on social media. And we were also taught to pull yourself together when you're having a hard time. So me talking about this on social media is not easy for me to do. If you're my generation, if you're Gen X, you can relate to me because now we're at that age where our kids are growing up. We gave everything we had to everybody for how many years, and now we're left like, okay, who am I? What matters to me? What's my purpose? It's my turn. I watched everybody do and I did for everybody, and I don't want to anymore. I don't have to anymore, and I'm not anymore. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but if you can relate to what I'm telling you, you're my people. We need to stay connected. That's the story that you're telling people over and over and over and over and over again. And by you learning how to say that part alone, that's where you're going to build your confidence in your life coaching.
I will literally have to go back to this recording later and just write all that up.
I just repeated back what you told me.
No, I know, but I'm just saying because then, like, so that I have it because, like, you know what I mean? Just for
You
me.
have it. Yeah, you have it. And you have it. You told me. As you were talking, I was writing.
I know, I saw you, and when you were doing that, I was like, oh my gosh, she reminds me of Jessie Lee because I used to watch her like when she would do the podcast with people, and as they were talking to her, she was writing down, so that she could respond.
Yeah. And this is your story right here. That's the foundation of your story. All you have to do now is just start telling it. And who cares what happens? Just start telling it.
Mm.
Who cares what happens, Judy? Just start telling it. Don't even look at the views. Don't look at anything. Just start telling it in your stories, in your reels, going live, writing it in the post. Just tell the same story over and over and over again. I spent so much time taking care of everybody else because I wanted to be the best mom and the best sister and the best aunt and the best this. And you know what? I watched everybody live their life and I was stuck here in this damn house taking care of everybody else and I'm tired of it. I'm not doing it anymore. That's the story that you're telling over and over and over and over again. That's it. That's it. I'm telling you, just you will build an audience just based on that. You probably go viral on Instagram and TikTok just saying that right there. I'm so sick of their shit and say it like that. Real Jersey. I'm so sick of their shit. I watched my husband travel all over the place and live his life and my kids, they just left me here like they're supposed to. But I grew up different. This is not the it's a whole new world. You know what? It's time for me to put me first. I bet you'll go viral just saying that shit. Just say it over and over and over again. That's all your content strategy is from now to the end of the year. Just talking about you are done with it. You are done with it. Not only are you done with it, but you're going to figure it out and build your audience of women who feel exactly how you feel. You're not selling them anything. You're not launching anything. You're literally just building your community of other women who are going to inbox you and say, girl, you are speaking to me, but I can't say that out loud because my husband would kill me if I said that. You know what I mean? You're be the light. draw the people to you, tell your story over and over and over again. And
Yeah.
then after Christmas, you can say, okay, what do I do with this group of people? Don't worry about launching anything or selling anything right now. You're not there yet. That's not how you start a business. How you start it on social media is by telling the truth of where you are and taking people and just telling people. I'm telling you, when I was in the homeless shelter, I wasn't sure. Can you imagine me in a homeless shelter telling people, oh, sign up for my boot camp, it's $150 a month? They were like, Megan, I'm not giving you my money. Like, how? They didn't even know if I could even coach them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah.
I felt how you. That's why I know. That's why I need you to trust me. I know because I lived it myself, right?
I literally was pulling into my driveway yesterday and I said to my, like, because again, I'm having like, what is wrong with you? And I was listening to you and I'm like, this woman built this business from a homeless shelter. And here you are in a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house on unemployment, got all the time in the world, and you're not doing whatever.
Girl, bye. Girl, bye. And I'm telling you what to do. You don't have to be prepared to sell or have a free down. You don't need any of that stuff right now, Judy.
Yeah.
All you need to do is go out on either, I would say, Instagram or TikTok, only because your friends and family are on your Facebook.
Yeah.
You want to go to TikTok and Instagram, you want to talk shit, mad shit. You know what I'm really sick and tired of? I'm really tired of You know what? I'm going to do something about it. You know what? You know what it feels? Do you know what it feels like to be left in the house alone after you sacrifice your whole life being in this damn house to take care of everybody else, and everybody lived there, and here I am sitting here like midlife crisis. What the hell am I supposed to do with myself? Like, I'm here by my, like, tell the truth and just tell your story and build an audience on TikTok or Instagram
Move.
around you, Judy from the block. I don't know what your name is, but you need a name, Judy from the block. Where you talk about the old time and how you grew up and how it was normal and how, you just, it's a new day, it's a new age. These kids nowadays are drive you crazy. They would have had their butt beat. They would have been locked up. They would have been thrown out of the house. Wait, if we had you're talking about all those things, Judy. You said
In a reel?
What?
In a reel, a story, or a live?
I'm telling her to say it in reels, in lives, on TikTok and Instagram, because her friends and family are on her Facebook. And she needs to be able to say it honestly. Like, Judy, have you seen my reel on Instagram that went viral where I was talking about Gen X? And I used the F word on Instagram. Did you see that?
No.
It went viral. Girl, I'm gonna send it to you. Where is my phone? I don't know. I'm gonna send it to you because, Judy, I want you to make videos like that. And I look a whole hot mess. When I tell you I
You
was
would
in
not
my
believe,
pajamas,
like, this is literally how my life is. Now I got these 4 dogs, mostly because of my daughter. But while you're talking, my dog is under the desk throwing up. I'm like, I can't believe this shit.
you need to go do a reel about that right now.
What in the natural F is happening to me right
And
now?
you need to say the whole thing with your whole chest and say it. And I want you to, or on TikTok where your friends and family can't see what you say, and start, anytime shit like that happens, I want you to go and do an immediate TikTok or an immediate reel and talk about that. So I'm telling you, because you're gonna go viral. Eliana, am I lying? I'm for real. I'm telling you, that's how you're gonna build your brand. And I have to, right, Eliana? Because she's got that
Listen,
personality.
I can't get too unfiltered because they will ban me now.
Fontana Unfiltered, they called you.
Oh my God.
Who said that? Where was it?
Amelia.
I'm pushing buttons. It was Amelia that said it.
Yeah.
That is so funny. You need like a little name where you just go
That
off.
could be your TikTok handle, Montana Unfiltered. Do it.
And
TikTok, you can do it
you just go
all,
off.
no holds barred.
I'm telling you, it will be such a relief for you. You'll find purpose in it. You'll find a community in there. You'll get it off your chest. And then the things that don't have like curse words in it, you can bring over to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
but
behave
I'm
myself.
I'm gonna send you the reel that I did where I used the F word. I was scared to post it, and I was like, I don't care. I meant every word I said. I meant every word I said, and it went viral. And
Yes,
I think that's the kind of content you should make, talking about all this that you just said to me. I can't even tell you how many private messages I got from that video. People reaching out to me like, girl, I didn't know. I thought I was the only person raised that way. I was like, me too, till TikTok.
You know what's funny too, because like, listen, I hate to say this, but I've said it before. Like, I wasn't like, it's not, to me, it was a typical upbringing, but to people who were brought up in more like more Caucasian people who were brought up in more Caucasian areas, it's a different story, because it's like it's like the joke on social media. Like, you go to your friend's house and they're like talking back to their mother, and you're like, well, like, we would have got, listen, you didn't do that in our house. You know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes people think like I have to ease into it sometimes, because they're like, where did this girl come from? I'm like, from the
That's
hood.
because you're white, but you grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
That's why. But say that. You know what I mean? Like, say that. I'm white, yeah, I am, but I grew up in the hood. So I listen, this is how I grew up. Say it. Like, there's no like, that's what it is. You're what the people call, you're that cool white girl from over at so and so. You know what I'm talking about? That's what black people will say. Oh, that's that cool. That's Judy's cool. She's from so and so. We get down with her. You know what I'm saying?
And one time somebody, when they met my husband, they were like, oh, now we see where you get your swag from. I'm like, sis, no, he got his swag from me. Thank you.
Is your husband black?
He's Dominican, but he's
Oh,
like, he's like, I don't think he's dark, but other people are like, oh my God, your husband's so dark. But I guess standing next to me, yeah.